Hey gang, I'm pretty sure you remember when I said that during my first 10 years at Intel, I only held 2 positions. I did apply to 14 different positions and I didn't get any of them. It was incredibly frustrating time for me. I was working super hard, delivering results, meeting my manager expectations, and yet nothing was going the way I want. That's when in 2010 I realized that what I've been doing was no longer working. So I decided I need to study the corporate world, all its key moving parts, its processes, how people make decisions, and the power of networking. From that moment, my career took off beyond my wildest dreams. I secured 100% of the job I applied for. I was recognized as a top talent and a major contributor in my organizations. I received multiple raises and promotions, salary, stock, bonus. I even had assignments in Portland, in Phoenix, in Washington, D.C., and Paris. I landed a worldwide role that allowed me to travel the world. I managed multiple teams across multiple countries. And for the past 8 years, I served as the country general manager for Intel Canada. A huge part of that success was the way I actively managed my career. And that's exactly what we're about to discuss today. Why is active career planning a game changer? It shows you how to proactively seek and develop the opportunities you want. It will significantly increase your chances of landing the job you want. It will set you on a path that takes care of your long-term priorities and goals. And my 3-2-1 career path concept will eliminate the stress of unexpected job loss for you. A quick note for you here. This training is not about telling you what your next role should be. There's plenty of resources available to guide you through that discovery process. Ultimately, you will want to pursue roles that align with your personal values, your passions, strengths, SKEC, priority, and goals, while also considering what your organizations or the market needs and what will pay you very well. Okay, now let's dive into how you should actively plan your career. My technique relies on 3 phases. First phase is the personal career plan. One very important thing here. This is for your eyes only. This phase is entirely for you and should not be shared with others. The second phase is crafting your career plan to be shared. This phase involves building your career plan to be shared with key stakeholders. The third phase is the delivery of your career plan to be shared. That will focus on showcasing and driving your career plan forward. Okay, now let's go in details. Phase 1, the personal career plan. Again, this is for your eyes only and not to be shared. The first step of this phase is to understand my 3-2-1 career path concept. 3 stand for 3 roles within your organizations. These are the 3 roles you need to actively plan for inside your organizations. The first role is your current role. You probably still need to grow in this role or keep it in the futures or even in the distant futures. If you plan to stay within the same roles for years, you must continuously improve as the market is always evolving. The second role is a future roles within your organization. This is the second role you should plan and that you may want to pursue in the near futures. And the third role is a distant future roles within your organization. This is the role you should actively develop, one that you may want in the long term. 2 stand for 2 roles outside your organizations. These roles should be actively planned outside your current organizations. They can be like your existing role or entirely different, but I recommend that you stay within your industry or ecosystem. I'm not telling you to start to go out and start chasing interviews outside your organizations. What I'm telling you is to actively listen and look for roles and opportunities that may interest you outside your organizations. To better understand these roles, the key SKECs needed, and build the relationship with the key stakeholder for those 2 roles. Again, the idea here is if something was to happen to you within your organization, you will have an active backup plan. 1 stands for 1 role for 1 day. This is the role you aspire to do one day, whether it's for early retirement, full retirement, or something entirely different with or without revenue. Why the 3-2-1 concept really matters is because by actively planning with the 3-2-1 framework, you will significantly increase your chances of landing the role you really want. It will reduce your stress about potential job loss since you already have planned and developed 2 external roles. and you'll be fully prepared for your one-day aspirational calling when the times come, ensuring that you can pursue what you truly love. The second step of the phase 1, the personal career plan for your eyes only, is to complete the 3-to-1 matrix as thoroughly as possible. It's a very simple process. For each of the 6 roles that you have identified, you need to list the skills, knowledge, experience, and characters that are necessary for success in each of the roles. You need to identify your gaps, where you believe you need development in relation to the SKEC for those roles. You need to map out the key stakeholders to identify the people who can support your journey toward these roles. Is it the hiring managers, the senior leaders in that team, your managers, sponsors? After that, you need to assess your stakeholders' relationships to analyze any gaps in your network. Do you know these individuals? Have you built strong relationships with them? After, you just complete the matrix for all the 6 roles and keep it private for now. We will use it later when we're crafting your career document to be shared with all the key stakeholders. Now the phase 2, crafting your career plan to be shared. To complete this phase, we will rely on the career plan template that I have developed and shared with thousands of people over the years. My template includes the following. First, a title page. Second, your personal one-pagers. Third is your career roadmap. Again, you will only show internal roles. Fourth is your personal SKEC balance sheet. That comes from the personal compass SKEC inventory training we did in building block number 1. Fifth is your desired role SKEC assessment. Sixth is your desired role SKEC gaps development plan. And 7, which is the backup section, is as demonstrated SKEC. This is to show how you have owned this SKEC. In backup, because you have it just in case someone asks you why you claim that you master strategic planning or have management skills. Okay, now let me show you a real-life example with my own career plan. This one was built in 2013. This will help you to illustrate how you should structure yours. In the next section, I will discuss how to deliver it effectively. First is the title page. You just put your name, current title, and that's it. Quick note here. Everything right now you see is branded with Ingenia, but back in the days, my career plan was branded with the Intel colors and the PowerPoint template we use internally. You will have to customize yours with your own organization branding. This is very important. Second is the personal one-pagers. You're probably familiar with that one. So again, the idea is just to build those emotional connection with the other persons. 3 is my career roadmap. So what you see here is the black boxes. They represent previous roles that I held before joining Intel. The dark blue boxes represent roles I've had and currently have with Intel. The thick outline box indicate my current role in 2013. And the light blue box with the dot line around them, so they represent roles that I aspire to take on the futures, like my future role and distant future roles. Remember, I told you the 3-to-1 career path concept slide is for your eyes only. You should only share the internal part of the 3-to-1 career path plan. You don't want to reveal too much and give your organization the impression that you're planning to leave. For most people, that won't be the case. The goal here is to have a fallback position in case something unexpected happens within your organizations, so that you're never caught off guard. If we fast forward to today, the slide I'm showing you right now is all the roles that I secure by actively following my career plan. I'm telling you, the technique really works. Next is my personal SKEC balance sheet. This comes from my personal compass. This is my SKEC inventory. I also keep in backup proof of how I demonstrate or acquire this SKEC. I will show you and tell you more on this in a few minutes. Next is the desired SKEC needed for my target roles. These come from the 3-to-1 matrix, where I assess the skills, knowledge, experience, and character required for each of the roles I'm looking for. The key here is to partially fill each box with 1 or 3 items max. You need to leave room for feedback when you will be discussing these roles with all the key stakeholders. Even if you have an exhaustive list of the other required SKEC, you only pick few, ideally ones that you already possess. This slide here shows you how the completed version looks after my discussions with all my key stakeholders. This slide shows the gaps to close for my target roles. Same concept here. The initial few gaps that I listed came from the 3-to-1 matrix that I built earlier. Even if I have identified many gaps in the matrix, I will only include 1 or 2 key ones to leave room for discussions. This slide shows how it looks like when I fully completed all my gaps after discussing with the key stakeholders. Finally, the backup sections. This is where I document how I demonstrate that I acquire all the SKEC listed in my balance sheet. It serves as a backup in case someone asks how I can claim expertise in area like strategic planning or management skills. That's it. This was my full career plan document from 2013, which I used when I was aiming to become the manager in the government worldwide team and eventually the Canada country general managers. I got both roles by doing the active career planning. I have provided for you a full copy of these slides for your reference to really help you to build your own career plan. Okay, now let's move on to phase 3, delivery of your career plan. This phase focuses on showcasing your plan and driving it forward to create real opportunities for you. But before we dive in, I want to make sure that we're all clear on a few key points. You must be proactive in envisioning, developing, and building your career. You own your career development, not your managers and not your organizations. They are there to support you 200%, but ultimately, you run the show. The 3-to-1 career path concept helps you to actively reduce the risk in both your career and life. It will significantly lower stress by ensuring you always have a fallback positions in case of unexpected changes. Here's the path I'm proposing to you for the delivery of your career plan. Step 1, craft your career plan. Use the career plan template we just reviewed. Refer to my example for guidance. It doesn't need to be perfect. Something is way better than nothing. Step 2, you need to identify the key stakeholders for your target roles. Refer to the list of key stakeholders you created in the 3-to-1 matrix. These are crucial to secure the role you're aiming for. Make sure to include your managers, your boss, your tribe, the hiring manager for the roles that you're pursuing. Step 3 is delivery of your career plan to key stakeholders. Again, this is for your internal roles only. You need to ask for a 60-minute one-on-one to get their feedback on your career plan. You'll start with your personal one-pagers to establish emotional connections, 2 or 3 minute maximums. You'll show your career roadmap. You will highlight your past, current, and aspirational roles, about 5 minute max. You'll showcase your current SKEC, about 5 minute max. If there's any questions, you refer to the backup. The remaining of the one-on-one, which will be around 40 minutes, should be on these 2 items. First, you discuss and get feedback on the SKEC needed for the target roles that you're aiming for. And the second part is discussions on the SKEC gaps you have and how you can close them. This is where you need their help in closing your gaps. Step 4 is to build and execute your development plan. This is where you consolidated all the gaps you have identified with your key stakeholders and incorporate them in your development plan. From there, just begin executing the plan to close the gaps. This will be the focus on our next training. I'm talking about the development plan. The step 5 is follow through with the key stakeholders. This step is very, very crucial. You must ensure that you reconnect with all the stakeholders you originally engaged with at least twice a year to provide updates on your progress in closing those gaps. And if you recall the tribe training, this is one of the key topics you can use to initiate meaningful discussions with your tribe. Quickly here, just to share my own story. by using the active career planning. So back in the days like 2013, I was looking to be a manager in the worldwide government team. And when I was reviewing my plan with all the key stakeholders, my tribes, my boss, and one of the gaps that was identified was my lack of experience with international governments, or I should say only experience of working with the Canadian government. And basically during that process, they offer me the opportunity to manage the US government team, so that will close my gap. So just by doing that active management, I was offered a fantastic opportunity, and really that opportunity helped me to get the role as a manager in the government worldwide team. So that shows you the power of actively planning your career. One thing that's important for you to understand is that your career is yours to shape. And the 3-to-1 career path concept will ensure you that you never caught off guard. By envisioning, developing, actively planning, and delivering your plan, you take control of your futures with clarity and confidence. Believe me, success doesn't happen by chance. It's built through proactive planning, execution, and continuous follow-through. Own your career, stay adaptable, and turn your ambition into reality. The path is yours to create, so take the lead and make it happen. I want to say a big thank you to you. Hopefully it was a good training session, and let's move to the final training of the building block number 3, your development plan.